Hey ladies, it's Wednesday already, which is crazy. We're so close to being done with our group. If you have not posted, if you have not kind of done anything, do it now. Do it for the next 4 days. Just do it. We want you to just end on a positive and leading in the right direction. This is a journey. Asking God to come in to our food issues, to all of the stuff that surrounds that is a big deal, and it's a journey. So don't expect perfection from yourself. Just lean in this last little bit. And to sweeten the deal, Karen and I, she announced in her last video, are donating a can of food to a food bank for every post that you do. Every Shakeology post, every workout post, every reflection post gets a donation from us, just to, keep the focus on giving back and a little extra incentive for y'all to post. So, okay. I'm talking about overindulgence and emotional emptiness. Super happy topics. But good stuff. So overindulgence of any kind, she kind of goes after the church here again. Because, the church generally likes to kind of cast aspersions on all these various sins and then turn a blind eye to the big buffets and the sugar here and there. And, overindulgence from food is not something you hear a lot about from the pulpit. She talks about a sermon that she heard on it that was really convicting to her, and that was really interesting. But really what she gets into is, why do we overindulge? And Lisa argues that we overindulge because we have a soul that is ravenous to be fulfilled, but because we don't know how to do that in spiritual ways, we end up doing it through all these other ways, food and alcohol and, even shopping, like anything that we just can't stop. What we're going for is satisfaction, and then we need to learn how to do that in spiritual ways. And I have to talk about parenting here for a second, real quick. I am very, 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 very careful when my kids are upset, when they get hurt, when they're sad about whatever. I do not, whoops, there goes my pen. I do not fix the problem by letting them watch screen or eat or drink in that moment. I make sure they are calm, that they've processed their feelings, and maybe then they can have something, but usually not really. I do not allow them. And that means that I have to be calm enough with their discomfort to not try to just make it stop. Because I think that she's right, that there is the soul thing going on. I think that's real. But I also think there's a lot of habit involved and things that were ingrained in us from the time that we're tiny. Feel better, eat this, calm down, watch this, do these things that are gonna make you feel better rather than getting through hard emotions. So I do think we can, we as parents can't fill our kids' souls, but we can definitely help them develop habits in which they know how to process hard emotions. Okay, that's my sort of soapbox parenting rant. Okay. Emotional emptiness chapter. She gets into very personal story about her own dad and how she not only at one point realized that everybody has hard stuff in their past, and everybody, I love this quote, everyone has the choice to either let those past hurts continue to haunt and damage them, or to allow forgiveness to pave the way for us to be more compassionate toward others. This is pretty major. A lot of us use situations, whether they happened a billion years ago or 5 minutes ago, as an excuse to eat, right? Because we're upset, because we're frustrated, because we're sad, because whatever, then we want to put stuff in our faces to make ourselves feel better. And she goes through how she worked through this thing with her dad to not do that anymore. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And the gist of what she says is, she's, instead of focusing on all the ways that it really was hard for her dad to abandon her, she talks about this one really lovely memory that she believes is a gift that she got through prayer, of this really sweet thing that her dad did once, and she focuses on that. And it's just a good, so how do I make that applicable to you? I think that there's always something positive probably that we can draw from a situation. And so to look for that, to look for, and she uses the verse that says, Philippians 4, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So really find something that is one of those pieces and think on that to help you reframe a negative situation, even a really, really negative situation. Like, you know, your dad abandoning you is a big deal. So the last piece here, which I just love, and this will be one of your questions to answer. Can you imagine God making a mosaic of all your broken pieces and putting them together as your life, as your story? Can you see it that way? And I just loved that. The question is, if God used the broken pieces of your life to make a beautiful image, what do you hope it would look like? I don't even really know how to answer that, but I love the question. I think it's great. So that's what he does. He uses the whole, 6 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end this. Okay, goodbye.